I'm Dr. Marshall Bewley. I'm a licensed psychologist and the Assistant Director of Clinical Services at CAPS, which stands for Counseling and Psychological Services. So CAPS is a really great resource for students. We have a location on each campus, so Dallas, Houston, and Denton. We provide psychological services to students, so it's exclusively for students only. We provide services related to ensuring your emotional wellness, relational wellness, mental wellness are all as good as possible. So what happens is a student would come in and meet with one of our psychologists or psychologists in training, and we would have a brief 30-minute meeting where we decide kind of how best we can help you. Sometimes that's an individual therapy, sometimes that's group therapy, sometimes that's couples therapy. Sometimes it's a referral to a longer term treatment, but we really want to see what's best in terms of treating your experience. So we are located at West Jones Hall, which is the west side of Jones Hall, so it's easy to remember. Our entrance is under a breezeway, so you'll notice there's a little breezeway that you go under, and our door is under there. So if you came in to make an appointment, you could just go to the front desk and one of our front office staff would greet you and we'd go from there. So one awesome resource that we provide is we provide crisis resources. So sometimes mental health crises occur when you're least expecting it, and what we provide for all students is crisis resources in-house, meaning that you can walk in and be seen by one of our staff, or after hours. So if a crisis occurs after hours, what you would do is call DPS at 940-898-2911, and they would direct you to our crisis therapist. And they would get back to you shortly to assess safety and be sure that you have a coping plan moving forward. Other services we provide, if you're uncertain if you want to seek therapy, one option that you can do is walk into our center, and we have a whole wall of self-help resources. Sometimes that's how to take notes most effectively. Sometimes that's what's a healthy relationship versus unhealthy relationship. So we provide all kinds of really useful resources for students who maybe aren't interested in therapy but are wanting to improve themselves. Tips on how to de-stress. This is super important because university life is so stressful, and most of our students aren't just students. You work, you have other roles, there's other things going on in life. So learning how to de-stress is so important. Now what we know is that we all don't have time either. So it's like, how do I add in things to make me less stressed? Sometimes that can be stressful. One quick strategy is to disconnect from your phone. So sometimes our phone is a barrier to us being able to de-stress. So one of my first strategies is disconnect. Try to not tweet, try to not check Snapchat for an hour and just see how life is. Another quick strategy is to get outside. So that's one of the fastest ways that we can improve our mood. When you get outside, you're more connected with nature, with trees, with birds, with other people sometimes. So that's one quick tip, is that if you're noticing like, gosh, I'm so stressed with my midterms coming up, I really recommend you try to go outside for 5 or 10 minutes, find a quiet space to sit, and just notice what's around you. You'll start finding yourself more connected to other things than just yourself. Also, I know there's more things nowadays to keep your hands busy, but sometimes when you want to de-stress, you can have something to play with or to hold to kind of keep your hands busy. That can be a quick way to let out some maybe just muscle tension that you have. So sometimes that's like a stress ball, sometimes that's like a grounding stone, sometimes that's maybe something important that a family member gave you. So finding other just small ways to remind yourself as the day goes on that you got this, that you can do this, and go from there.
little. Okay. Oh, this is awesome. Oh my god.